Good day to you, dear students. Today is the first video of a series of videos which I'm going to continue in the EnglishTutor.lk YouTube channel related to English literature or appreciation of literary text. This is for GCE ordinary level. So, in your grade 11 syllabus, uh, this will be the first poem, that is, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. So before we discuss further, I have a small request. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and comment on this video. I will be bringing you more content related to English literature, English language, as well as spoken English in the future. So let's head into the uh, poem. So I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. This basically is a poem written by Maya Angelou. So, what I feel is normally before we start uh, speaking about a poem, it's important that we know who the author is because the poet plays a major role in shaping up this poem. When you know clearly what the poem's background and how the poem was brought up, it's easy for you to understand through which mentality he or she has written this. What sort of ideologies that he or she wants to give out to the society. So it's easy for you to understand. So let's see a little bit, a very little bit about Maya Angelou because we should know who the poetess is. So Margaret Ann Johnson, later known as Maya Angelou, she was she was born in Missouri, St. Louis, on April 4th, 1928, and she has written, like, she was an author as well as a poetess, and she was well renowned, and she was an award-winning author, and she was closely working with Dr. Martin Luther King and in the freedom movement, and then mm most of her work is based on the themes such as identity, family, and racism. So these are the things that shaped her up to become the poet that she was, and all her work mirrors these and portrayed these ideologies of hers. So let's read out the poem and then let's analyze it uh, and summarize it. I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Maya Angelou. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wings in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with fearful trill of the things unknown, but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a cage bird stands on the grave of dreams, his shadow shouts on a nightmare scream, his wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. So, that, my dear children, is the poem that we are going to discuss today. So, as you can see, it's a bit of a longer poem, but even though it's long, since it does not use any old English words, it's very easy to understand. Once you read it at, like, if even if you read it once, you'll understand the whole meaning of it. So let's go stanza by stanza, a little bit of explanation about what is being said and what are the hidden meanings behind between these lines and between these words. Let's see. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind. So what does it mean? There are two characters in this poem. That is the free bird as well as the cage bird. So they are starting the poem with a very positive tone, very happy and very motivated tone of a free bird. The free bird leaps on the back of the wind. It's like the wind is having a back. and the free bird is leaping at the back of the wind, and he's floating downstream. That means he's going with the waves and the current of the wind until the current ends. He's flying very freely and allowing the currents to carry him around the sky, and dips his wings in the orange sun rays. So you get that visual imagery very easily because he's bathing himself in the orange sunlight, in the orange sunlight. So we get that visual imagery of a very bright orange sun, and how the free bird is bathing himself in the sun and dares to claim the sky. So nobody is there to ask because he has taken the sole proprietorship of the sky, and he's completely free and he's happy. So it's a very positive and a happy and a motivated tone for the free bird. Let's go to the second stanza. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage. So you have seen, I know all of you have seen cage birds, and you have seen how they behave inside a narrow cage. They have a limited space. They have limited space to walk about, and keeps on stalking up and down inside that little area, that enclosed area. He's being like he's stuck inside that cage, can seldom see through. He can't see anything other than what he sees every day around the cage. His bars of rage. Here, the anger is shown through. The anger is shown through mm, the bars of the cage. The true feelings of the cage bird. How angry it is. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So now we know the exact situation of the a cage bird. The cage bird is his wings are clipped, then he cannot fly, and his feet are also tied, whereas he can't move about freely. So he opens his throat to sing. Why does he open the throat? Because that is the only way that a cage bird can raise his voice, because he cannot fly, he cannot walk properly, but the only thing that he can do is open his voice against the suppression or the oppression that is being done towards him. So, as you can see, dear students, the first stanza is representing the privileged, the high class, the elite that holds the power in the society. And the second stanza, from the cage bird, it represents the oppressed or the suppressed people in the society who get uh, caged from all the sides, who do not have much opportunities, who are being bogged down into certain frames, and they cannot move about. They have no way of moving about freely. They have no privileges like a free bird or like the elite persons in our society, elite people in our society. So the only thing that these oppressed people can do is to open their throats and sing. So that is what is being represented through these second stanza. Let's move into the third stanza. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill. So now you can hear the fearful trill or the fearful noise of the bird, uh, the scary noise of this uh, bird, the auditory imagery. The caged bird is singing, and that song it sings is a fearful trill, and he's singing of the things which he does not know, of the things unknown, but longed for still. He's longing for all these things. Still, he's longing for these things. And his tune can be heard in the distance hill, far away. This fearful trill can be heard to far away, far away. And then the cage bird sings of freedom, right? So the cage bird is this fearful trill is all about singing for freedom. And next, let's move to the next stanza. The free bird thinks of another breeze. The free bird is thinking about another breeze. The trade winds soft through the sighing trees. The trees are sighing and the winds are soft. And the fat worm's waiting on a dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. So there is everything that a free bird, all the facilities, amenities are there for them in their life. So what they do is they have to just be free. They are always free, and they have sighing trees, soft winds, fat worms in bright lawns, and all these things are available for them freely because they consider the sky as their own. In the next stanza, you can see, but a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. So they are again, once again, they have changed into the caged bird, and the bird is standing in the grave of dreams. Normally, a grave is a place where you bury dead people, bury corpses. So you can understand that their dreams are being buried, which means these dreams of being free is never going to become a reality. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. Even the shadow of this caged bird is shouting as if the shadow has seen a nightmare, and the shadow is also screaming. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied. So he opens his throat to sing. You can see that there is a clear repetition here. That is, the poet is trying to emphasize on how bad the situation of this caged bird is, or in other words, how bad the situation of these um, oppressed people are. So the final stanza, it is a repetition one of the previous stanzas. It also shows how difficult the life of a caged bird is. The poet is trying to emphasize. The caged bird sings in a fearful trill of things unknown. The caged bird is singing of things which they do not know, but they are longing for that freedom about what they do not know. What they do not know here means the freedom. And his tune is heard on the distant hill, and the tune can be heard in faraway hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. So we all know that the end of the day, what this caged bird is trying to say is that he is yearning for the freedom that he will never ever get. So as you can see, the poet is using two kinds of tones. One is for the positive and a very happy tone for the free bird, and a negative and very uh, pessimistic kind of voice for the cage bird. So as you can understand, this is what the poet is all about, and the techniques include a variety of items such as rhymes, metaphors, symbols, imagery, sound devices like alliteration, consonance, assonance, anaphora, and also personification. Right? So I hope that you have understood this lesson very well. And I would like you to ask again to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. And let's meet again through another video in the future. Have a good day.